Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Motivation is like a spark. It's exciting, it's bright, and it gets you going. But discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the spark gets you to the gym on January 1st. But discipline is what gets you there on a cold, rainy February morning when nobody's watching. Motivation gets you started, but discipline sees you to be excited at the beginning. Everyone loves the idea of success, but success doesn't come from excitement. It comes from showing up over and over again, even when you're tired, even when you're doubting yourself, even when nobody else believes in you. That's discipline. It's about creating habits. Waking up at the same time every day. Putting in the hours, even when it's inconvenient. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. Because the truth is, the days you don't feel like doing it, discipline is the days that matter between where you are and where you want to be. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect feeling. It's about showing up, doing the work. I challenge you today, stop chasing motivation. Chase discipline instead. Build it, strengthen it, and let it carry you through. Because discipline doesn't just beat motivation, it builds champions. It's the surge of energy that makes you feel invincible, ready to conquer any challenge in your path. It's the moment of inspiration that sparks an idea, a goal, or a dream. But as electrifying as motivation can be, it is also fleeting. It comes in waves unpredictable and temporary. You feel it intensely one day and the next it's gone. That's the nature of motivation. It's a spark, not a flame. It can start the fire, but it cannot sustain it. For that, you need something more durable, more reliable. Discipline doesn't rely on feelings. It doesn't wait for the perfect conditions or the ideal mood. Discipline shows up no matter what. It's the act of doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is about consistency. It's about creating habits that are so deeply ingrained they become part of who you are, not just what you do when you're inspired. It doesn't ask if you're in the mood. It doesn't care if it's raining, if you're tired, or if you've had a long day. Discipline operates on commitment. Think about those who achieve greatness in any field. Their success isn't rooted in bursts of motivation, it's rooted in the relentless application of discipline. Athletes don't win gold medals because they felt like training every day. Writers don't publish books because they only wrote when they were inspired. Entrepreneurs don't build successful companies by acting only when the passion strikes. They all rely on discipline. They understand that motivation might get them started, but discipline, the challenge with relying on motivation is that it often wanes when you need it the most. Motivation might push you to start a new project or set a lofty goal. But what happens when the initial excitement wears off? What happens when progress is slow, when obstacles appear, or when the work becomes mundane? This is where many people give up, waiting for that spark of motivation to return. But discipline doesn't wait. It steps in and carries you through the moments when motivation also provides a sense of stability. Motivation, with all its highs and lows, can feel like an emotional roller coaster. One day you're on top of the world, ready to tackle anything, and the next you're struggling to find even a shred of energy to continue. Discipline cuts through that chaos. It offers a steady path forward, a rhythm you can depend on regardless of how you're feeling. It's the quiet, unyielding force that gets you out of bed at 5 a.m., that keeps you practicing long after others have given up, that pushes you to do the hard things even when nobody's watching. It grows stronger with use. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to rely on it. It's like building a muscle. The more you work it, the more resilient and capable it becomes. And over time, discipline doesn't just replace motivation, it transforms it. By showing up every day, regardless of how you feel, you start to build momentum. And with momentum comes a renewed sense of motivation. One that is deeper and more enduring than the fleeting bursts. In the end, discipline is not just a tool for achieving goals, it's a mindset, a way of life. It's the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. It's not always glamorous or exciting, but it's dependable. And in a world where feelings are temporary and circumstances constantly change, That dependability is an incredible thing. It fuels your imagination, stirs your heart, and drives you to envision a life greater than your current reality. Dreams give you something to reach for, something to aspire to. They paint a picture of what you want to achieve, whether it's becoming a successful entrepreneur, an accomplished athlete, or someone who makes a lasting impact in the world. But dreams, as powerful as they are, will remain just that, dreams, if you don't take action. It's easy to talk about your goals, to imagine your future, but it's the actions you take today, tomorrow, and every day after that truly determine your outcome. To bring your dream to life, dreams are often fueled by passion, but passion alone is not enough to turn a vision into reality. It's the daily commitment to the work that shapes your success. You see, a routine isn't just a set of tasks or actions you do each day. It's a pathway that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. A routine turns your ambitions into achievable steps. It breaks down your dream into tangible, bite-sized actions that you can complete day by day. Without this kind of structure, your dream becomes little more than an abstract idea floating aimlessly in your mind, never materializing into anything concrete. Is that it takes the guesswork out of your day. It's easy to get lost in the chaos of daily life, distracted by countless demands on your time. Without a routine, you may find yourself putting off your goals, telling yourself you'll start tomorrow or next week, or even worse, thinking about them endlessly without taking any steps forward. A routine helps you organize your time, prioritize what matters most, and eliminate the distractions that pull you away from your dreams. It gives you focus, allowing you to be intentional with every action. Doesn't mean scheduling every minute of your day to perfection. It doesn't mean you have to be rigid or inflexible. But it does mean you have to have a set of practices that align with your goals. It's about consistency and creating habits that support your success. For example, if your dream is to be a writer, it doesn't matter how passionate you are about your idea if you never set aside time to write. A good writer doesn't wait for the perfect moment of inspiration. They write every day, even if it's only for an hour. That hour, repeated consistently, adds up to a finished novel. If your dream is to get in shape, it's not about waiting for the motivation to hit you. It's about making exercise a non-negotiable part of your routine, no matter how tired you feel or how much you want to skip it. When you make these actions a daily part of your life, your routine becomes your way of making progress towards your dream. Build your routine, you'll start to see a shift. Initially, it may feel like a struggle, especially when things don't seem to happen as quickly as you'd like. But over time, the more consistent you become, the more effortless it feels. The routine becomes second nature, and before you know it, you've built momentum. Progress that once felt impossible becomes not only possible, but inevitable. And as you continue down the path, you'll find that the routine doesn't just get you closer to your dream, it shapes you into the person capable of turning your dreams into reality is recognizing that success is not a one-time event. It's a series of small, consistent actions taken over time. And while you may not see immediate results, every single action you take, whether it's reading, writing, practicing, or learning, adds up. It compounds. The true power of building a routine lies in its ability to shift you from thinking about your dream to actively working towards it. And the more you commit to the routine, the more you'll find that the dream isn't something far off in the future. It's something that's happening right now. We live in a world that is obsessed with the end result. People are drawn to the destination, the shiny prize at the end of the journey. We celebrate the success, the award, the recognition, the title, the money. But what too many fail to understand is that the prize is just a small part of the picture. It's the process, the journey that shapes you, builds your character, and ultimately leads you to the prize. Focusing only on the outcome, the end goal, often leads to frustration, burnout, and a sense of emptiness when you finally get there. It's the process that makes the goal meaningful. The secret to success is not simply dreaming about the finish line. It's about learning to love and commit to every step on the prize. You miss out on the invaluable lessons that come from the process. Every single step you take in your journey teaches something. It might be patience, resilience, persistence, or creativity. It might challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone or push past your limits. But those lessons are the foundation upon which true success is built. It's through the process that you grow, evolve, and become better. The prize doesn't teach you those things. The prize is just a result, a consequence of all the effort, time, and learning you put into success is about setting goals and achieving them. And while goals are important, the real value lies in the work you do to achieve them. The goal is just the point you reach when all of your hard work is paid off. But if you don't embrace the work, if you don't fall in love with the grind, you're missing the most important part of the experience. Success doesn't just come from reaching the destination, it comes from the strength and character you develop in the pursuit of that goal. When you shift your focus from the prize to the process, you start to embrace the journey. You become more present. You begin to value the daily effort, the small wins, the incremental improvements. The process teaches you the importance of consistency. It's the small, daily actions that, over time, build into something massive. It's not about waiting for a moment of inspiration to strike or chasing after the idea of success. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and improving a little bit every day. It's about understanding that success is a product of your habits, your mindset, and your attitude, not just the outcome. Think about athletes. A basketball player doesn't get up every morning thinking about winning the championship game. They get up thinking about improving their shot, running their drills, staying in shape, and doing everything they can to be better today than they were yesterday. They know that success is not about the game-winning shot, but about the consistent work they put in day after day, season after season. It's the same with anyone who has achieved greatness. The musician doesn't obsess over winning a Grammy. They practice their scales, improve their technique, and play music every day because that's what makes them a great musician. They love the process, the act of creation, the act of improvement. By focusing on the process, you remove the pressure of needing to be perfect from the equation. The prize is just a bonus, something that will come naturally if you do the work. And even if the prize never comes, the process is its own reward. There's a satisfaction in knowing that you gave everything to the journey, that you dedicated yourself to becoming the best version of yourself, that you didn't give up when the road got tough. That's where the real value lies in the person you become in the process. The success, the accolades, the recognition, they're just a byproduct of the person you become along the way. When you focus on the process, you find fulfillment, not just in the outcome, but in the daily grind, the small steps, the moments of growth. And the more you embrace the process, the less the outcome matters. You realize that success isn't a destination, it's a journey, one that you get to take each and every day. Discipline, at its core, is not something you're born with, it's something you build. Think of it like a muscle. At first, it feels weak and difficult to work with. The more you exercise it, however, the stronger it becomes and the easier it is to use. Just like any physical muscle, discipline requires regular training, patience, and persistence to grow. You don't wake up one day fully disciplined. It's a skill that is cultivated over time through continuous effort, focus, and repetition. The idea that discipline is a muscle isn't just a metaphor. It's a truth that, once understood, can change the way you approach every aspect of your life. When you first begin to practice discipline, it feels unnatural. You may struggle to wake up early, to stick to your goals, or to follow through on tasks. It's like trying to lift weights for the first time your body isn't used to the strain. And it's easy to get discouraged. But just as with physical exercise, the key is consistency. The more you push yourself to do the things you know you should, even when you don't feel like it, the stronger your discipline becomes. Every time you choose the hard thing over the easy thing, you're adding another rep to your discipline workout. Over time, you start to see results. Your ability to follow through becomes easier. You no longer rely on bursts of motivation or fleeting inspiration. Instead, you rely on the strength of your habits. You wake up early without thinking about it. You tackle your goals head on, even when the initial excitement has faded. Your routine becomes second nature. and the resistance you once felt begins to fade. Just like any muscle that's been worked consistently, your discipline grows more resilient, more dependable, and more powerful. But just as muscles can atrophy if you neglect them, so can discipline. If you stop working on it, if you stop pushing yourself to do the things you said you would, your discipline will weaken. You might find yourself slipping into old habits, procrastinating, or avoiding the hard work that's required to achieve your goals. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that discipline is something you either have or you don't. But the truth is, discipline is something you nurture and protect every day. If you want to keep growing stronger, you have to keep showing up. Even on the days when it feels difficult or when life throws distractions your way. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when it seems easier to take a break, to put things off until tomorrow, or to choose comfort over progress. These are the days that test your discipline the most. But just like in the gym, those are the moments that offer the greatest opportunity for growth. When you push through those moments, you're strengthening your discipline. The more you practice it, the easier it gets to show up, to do what you said you would do, and to keep moving forward no matter how hard it feels. Discipline is also about progress, not perfection. You may not see immediate results, but every time you practice discipline, you're creating momentum. The small, consistent actions you take every day may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, they compound and build into something extraordinary. It's the daily commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, that leads to breakthroughs, to growth, and to success. And just like lifting weights, you don't need to do it all at once. Start small. Do one thing every day that reinforces your discipline, and gradually you'll see the muscle grow stronger. As you continue to strengthen your discipline, it becomes more than just a tool for achieving your goals. It becomes a way of life. It becomes the foundation on which you build your character, your habits, and your success. When discipline becomes second nature, you no longer need to rely on willpower or motivation to get things done. Discipline becomes the quiet force that drives you forward, even when circumstances are challenging. It's no longer something you think about. It's just part of who you are. And as you strengthen it, you'll find that the results are not just about achieving a goal, they're about becoming the kind of person who follows through, who shows up, and who continues to grow stronger every day. There are days when everything seems to be against you. You wake up tired, overwhelmed, or frustrated. The obstacles in your way appear insurmountable, and the weight of the world feels heavier than you can bear. On those days, it's easy to give in to the temptation to stay in bed, to avoid the hard work, to let the challenges stop you. It's easy to look for an excuse to give up, to say not today, or to convince yourself that you'll do it tomorrow. But here's the truth: success, progress, and achievement are not built on days when things are easy. They're built on the days when it's hard, when you don't feel like it, and when everything inside of you is telling you to quit. The key to success is showing up no matter what. Showing up is not about feeling motivated. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. It's about making a commitment to yourself that no matter how you feel, no matter what challenges arise, you will do the work. Showing up means putting in the effort, even when it feels like nothing is going your way. It means doing what you need to do, even when you'd rather do anything else. And it's this commitment, this unwavering dedication to showing up, that ultimately separates those who succeed from those who don't. The reason showing up is so powerful is because it's the foundation of momentum. It's the small act of doing something, even when it seems insignificant, that creates forward motion. When you show up, even in the face of adversity, you build a habit of persistence. You train your mind and your body to keep moving, to keep pushing through discomfort, fatigue, and frustration. Each time you show up, you're reinforcing your resilience, your ability to overcome challenges, and your determination to achieve your goals. The days you feel least like showing up are often the most important ones. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going well, when you're excited about the outcome, when the results are in sight. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is how they handle the tough days, the days when it feels like nothing is working and the road ahead is unclear. Those are the days that truly matter. Showing up on those days means you're strengthening your resolve, your discipline, and your commitment. You're proving to yourself that you won't quit, no matter how difficult things get. Showing up also creates a sense of accountability. It's easy to make excuses when you're not answering to anyone but yourself. But when you commit to showing up, you hold yourself accountable to your goals and your vision. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you think. Every time you show up, you are demonstrating that you are stronger than your excuses, your doubts, and your fears. You are telling yourself that your goals are worth the effort, that your dreams are worth the sacrifice, and that your future is worth fighting for. The more you show up, the more you begin to see results. It may not happen overnight, and it may not always be obvious, but every time you show up, you're building something. You're creating habits, momentum, and progress. Showing up consistently compounds over time. The small steps you take day after day add up to massive change. And eventually, those small actions become the foundation of your success. When you keep showing up, even when it's hard, you start to realize that the real power isn't in waiting for the perfect moment. It's in the commitment to keep going, no matter the circumstances. Showing up is about more than just the physical act of doing something. It's about showing up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's about having the strength to push through self-doubt, fear, and discouragement. It's about taking ownership of your dreams and your future and being willing to work for them every single day. The process won't always be easy, and you won't always feel motivated, but the key is to keep showing up no matter what. Because when you show up consistently, no matter the challenges, you will eventually get to where you want to be.